How Long Gone? Your favorite bitches are back. Chris Black coming to you from Money Making Manhattan. Them Jeans, I assume, is resting comfortably at his stand-up desk in Glendale with his tank top on. How accurate am I?
Red me down, mama.
Filthy.
Red me down.
Okay.
Everything is spot on correct except for the resting comfortably. The whole point of the standing desk is sort of to retard that process.
Oh, I was saying I didn't mean physically. I meant mentally.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
spiritually.
I'm settling into a good cuppa. I got a good cup of True Nutrition in my cup. I am an affiliate member, as they chose not to use How Long Gone as a advertisement platform anymore. So, if you want to get your True Nutrition on, TJ's Blend is available. Just
Okay, that's good to know.
hit me in the DM.
Yeah, of course.
You don't get 10% off. I do, but it's just all love. You know what I'm saying?
I get a 10% kickback. You get nothing, but it's a deal for me. I just got back from Midtown. I went to lunch at Michael's, and I just got back. I had time to hop off the train, stop, went to Cafe Integral, and now I'm back in my computer. And right before we start recording today's episode of How Long Gone, we find out that friend of the show, Justin Bieber, is dropping his new album entitled Swag at midnight.
He's been in the lab. I've seen him posting a lot of photos with the 3-footer in a studio that costs as much as a super yacht, just one of those Bon Iver ass looking rooms. And he's just got his 19-year-old friend on Fruity Loops with the headphone jack plugged into it.
Well,
to listen to on the bigs.
On the bigs. He hasn't put out a record since 2011, and unfortunately, it's feeling like he's going to be in his R&B hip hop bag because it's featuring Gunna, Sexy Red, and of course, how could he leave off Cash Cobain? Cash is on there.
I could easily leave off Cash Cobain, but I love that him and Sexy have become kindred spirits.
I do too.
I think it's cool. Who would have thunk a young, Sexy Red living, I don't know where she's from, but not coming from much, watching Bieber on TV, biggest star in the world, and then, snap your fingers, 20 years later, you and him are twin, sitting on a leather couch in a studio somewhere in Burbank.
Do you think...
smoking a lot of weed and taking selfies.
Do you think this relationship has a nefarious ending? Do you think Bieber's trying to beat and get made a man by Sexy, or do you think it's strictly you're an inspiring woman?
I think both Sexy Red and Justin are able to complete the process without getting caught into their feelings. They can keep it purely G with it. It can be just a transactional.
Okay, you think they can keep it G? I don't know if I agree.
I think that Hailey Bieber looks at a photo of him and Sexy Red sharing a love seat because Sexy can do things that Hailey can't.
Yeah, of course.
Hailey Red.
Of course. No one. No. Hey, when he accidentally called her Hailey Red, that was a problem for their marriage. So I'm glad that they got through that. I think you're right, but I also think it's the flavors are so different, and there's two animals inside of Justin. There's the animal.
Okay.
There's the animal who wants to wear his pants, around his ankles, release some slides, and hit the 3-footer, and then there's also the I want to be a dad and live in Malibu, and I think those two beasts are fighting inside of him as we speak.
They're regular Justin and stud Justin.
Justin is kind of giving stud, actually. Now that you say that,
Justin is a stud,
and that's why Sexy likes it, because I think Sexy is a stud lover herself.
Who amongst us? Show me a good friend of mine, and there's not a stud hater in the mix. We all love a good stud.
No, it's the
America runs on those studs. But yeah, Justin, when you say 2011, that is almost 15 years ago.
No, it's crazy.
15 years. That's like Paul McCartney has released 7 albums in that time, and he's on death's door.
Paul McCartney is any day now, and that's not wishing. I love Paul, obviously, but yeah, he's so Justin's
this is not a Rule of Threes podcast.
There's a picture in Times Square of the track list. So I think this has obviously been planned for a long time. So and as you can imagine, he is shirtless in all the artwork, of course.
I mean, the simplicity of calling his album swag.
It's too good, honestly. It's too good. Like that's a brilliant.
It's
move.
Huckney-esque.
It is.
I dare say.
It is Hockney-esque. So this new Lena Dunham show is out, and I think I'm gonna it's out today. I saw because Raven worked on it, and of course wiggled his way into a cameo. So he was posting about it this morning. That's how I found out.
New father, Raven.
New father. Congratulations to Raven and Dickie, friends of the program. But yeah, this Lena, it's getting rave reviews.
That's because Lena's the best.
Lena is the best, and I'm excited to watch it. I just didn't. For some reason, I felt like it's one of those things I was going to hear about for another year before it actually came out. You know. But I'm happy to see it, and also, Katie and Kevin did a cover of The Fray for the soundtrack.
What is the Fray song called again? It's not How to Save a Life.
Well, that is one, but theirs is called You Found Me.
You Found Me. Got it.
But I've had it it was sent to me a while ago, and I was like, wow, this is actually really good. I love The Fray. They had some real slaps in their day, so I'm glad that it's seeing the light. Thanks to Lena, our godmother.
And it's cool to be somebody like our godmother, Lena, when you're like, oh, it'd be cool if these guys did a cover of that song, and then you just text somebody, and then the next day they're like, here's the rough demo, let me know what you think. That's real power.
No, it is real power. I mean, I think that the thing with Lena is her output is it may be a little scattered, but when she does something, it's good.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think that there's a little bit of a, especially if you're of a certain age and interest area, that you gotta get down with it if you get asked.
Yeah, and I like Lena sort of leaning, no pun intended, into her. She's a real adult filmmaker now versus like quirked up 22-year-old, I'm just going to make a show and see what happens. Like, I like the photos of her in Video Village looking like a auteur. I like the photo shoot. I forgot what magazine it was in, but it was like Nick Cage style. Like,
I think that was Interview. I think that was Interview.
I think it maybe have been Interview.
Yeah, that's.
But yeah, Lena, if you're listening, come back on the show. We can plug it.
And Meg also. I mean, we're hacks.
Meg, I mean, I would even settle for Emily Ratajkowski. That's how desperate we are. We'd even sink to that level.
We're still. Emily's gonna have. She's on punishment, so it's gonna be a little while.
Okay.
We can talk
Rita
about it later.
Ora does have a cameo, I hear. Rita, you're good. We're fine.
No, that's not true. Once someone told me that Rita Ora is managed by her sister and they're low-key savagely rich from managing the money correctly and making good decisions. I was very interested in Rita Ora. Very, very interested.
Damn, you're turned on by the Grussler aspect of Rita Ora. You're Rita Ora farming, and you like
exactly. That's not
you like what's coming out of the ground.
I like my crop this season. Oh shit!
I'm Rita Ora farming, and I like the harvest this season.
Oh, that's funny. You dig?
Thanks,
that's funny.
So we announced earlier we're going to be doing the very first How Long Gone live show of this run this summer. Will be streamed live on Veeps, Veeps, like the TV show Add an S. For those of you, who live in Portland or other places where we probably won't do a show, you're able to just watch it as if it was Coachella or, any other live performance, except it will cost a little bit of money.
It does cost a little bit of money, but I think it's...
get the you know what? We don't have to get a babysitter. We work clean, of course. So no need to go out and go to dinner. Just Postmates, that bubbin' grandmas, get a little something. Get the friends over to the house, crack some young Pinots, and get to giggling. Yeah, it is the 18th on Veeps.com. If you're in Minneapolis, get tickets, obviously, at Turf Club in St. Paul. But yeah, I'm getting pretty excited for EXO tour life. I feel like it's been a long time. I'm kind of ramping up mentally. I'm ramping up as well. I got a haircut yesterday. I've been working on
there we go
some tanning. It's really hot, so I'm just trying to get a little base coat.
Sure.
for the stage lights. You know what I mean?
No, totally. I don't want them to reflect off of you. I want you to soak them in.
Yeah, and it is wife beater season. You called me out on that, but I'm doing the thing where I mark some with a little X on the tag. Those are for fitness. That's my fitness wife beating, and then I have my formal wife beating, which is not marked with an X.
Sure. Like all wife beaters, you kind of you like to organize how you're going to do it.
Well, just so you have them segregated. Let's say you got 12.
Of course.
You got
of
6.
course. No, I understand completely.
I don't have to explain it to you.
I totally understand.
But Carolyn was like, "Why is there a fucking X on your shirt? Did you like get that wife beater at Goodwill in the free bin or something?"
You're like, well, it does look like that after I've done my little pull-ups in it, but
it's complicated, babe.
It's complicated. Babe,
why my pull-ups got to be little? They're actually some of the longest pull-ups.
That's actually true. Yeah, that's actually true.
Ever.
You're hitting a long stride on the pull-up.
Oh, she's long, brother.
Stride.
She's long. She's lean. Shout out to restaurant Cento Raw Bar for having Carolyn and I over yesterday. Speaking of sitters, friend of the show, Al Wilmot, his sitter canceled. So it was just from a 3-top to a 2-top.
Al's always got an excuse.
Poor guy.
I tell you what, I think Al's like, you know what? I got some money on the game. I've hit the L. The babysitter canceled. I don't have to drive to the west side.
Yeah, maybe the L was more of an uppercase L than a lowercase L. You know, it had a little bend to it, hit a little harder than.
Yeah, it had a little.
Normally, I would be fine. I don't want to put a couple spicy skinnies on top of what I already got going from this. Of
course, from the hog leg, from this. Yeah, I mean, you have to hope that was the reason the babysitter isn't just irresponsible.
Yeah, and also speaking of hog legs, How Long Gone Pure Beauty pre-roll special strain is being tested right now. I'm in the lab trying to get a good blend for the workout as well as for the writing process.
And the packaging is done. The packaging looks great. Mm-hmm. I've been talking to Sam about some concepts for the release.
I told Sam only hand stuff.
Only
it's usually no hand stuff.
Yeah,
but
now
I think. Are you down to roll a blunt and just have it be your hands?
I can't. I mean, in theory, yes, but there's so much licking involved that I feel like I will ingest.
Oh,
you know what I mean? You really got to wrap your lips around that thing.
What if Daddy licks it for you?
If you lick it for me, yeah. If you lick it for me, then I think we're good. It'll be like a nice 1-2 punch to get that blunt in somebody's mouth. Anyway, get your tickets for How Long Gone Live. We're looking forward to the show. We're getting close. And if you're not in one of the cities we're coming to, please stream it. London, get your tickets. And we do have a guest today. Stephanie Danler is a writer, author. She is probably best known for Sweetbitter. She wrote an amazing memoir a couple years ago. And most recently, she wrote the foreword to the re-release of Vegas, the John Gregory Dunne memoir.
Most notably known for being on Emily Ratajkowski's podcast one time.
Oh, of course.
Huge.
Of course. Yeah, of course. I didn't mean
She's
to. She's
done some books or some other stuff like that.
There's some other shit as well, I guess. But all right, let's give Stephanie a jingle.
Lost and insecure, you found me lying on the floor, surrounded.
Yeah, you sound good, I think. You got your headphones on? I think we're good.
Sure do. I was just talking to Emily. I literally just hung up with her.
Well, tell her to stop dodging us and come on How Long Gone now that she's got this TV show to promote.
I said that, actually. I was like, you should be next to my friend. Yeah, she said you guys have friends in common.
We do. I've confronted her about this in real life.
So you said, hey, Emily, you should go on. And then she said, don't send over some dates. And then we moved on.
She said, oh, we have some friends in common, and kind of kept it moving.
Yeah, she said, please do not tell them that you know me.
Don't. Anything you can do. All right, so are you in your office here? This feels like a Zoom background.
Yeah, I know. It's fake, right? It's like, I read. I have a liberal arts education. No, this is my dining room in my house in Los Angeles.
Yeah, where are you in LA? What neck of the woods?
I'm in Silver Lake. Where are you guys?
I'm in New York City.
I'm in Glendale.
Jason is in Glendale.
Love Glendale.
Yeah?
For sure. I spend a lot of time over there.
What are you doing out here in the Dale?
Dude, I'm at the Americana. Like, what do you want me to say? I've got 2 kids.
Right.
I live at the Americana.
Do you just let them run around, or you go there for a purpose?
We go to movies. We'll walk
Okay, sure.
around like during Christmas, you know, and I grew up in Long Beach, but I grew up like in a mall, right? Like South Coast Plaza. Like going to the mall is like a religion to me. And
Danler, that's where I grew up too.
Where'd you grow up?
Huntington.
Seal Beach. I say
Seal?
Long Beach because no one knows Seal Beach.
Yeah.
Seal. And I grew up Springdale and Slater, which is like the northwest side, basically the gateway to kind of Sunset Beach, Seal Beach.
Sunset Beach.
My wife's
Yeah.
parents
Don't try to
lived
sound.
over there as well.
You're trying to sound tough. What was that intersection again? You're trying to sound like you're throwing up a set. What was
Springdale and
Oh,
Slater.
it's just like beautiful beach after beautiful beach.
it again? No, because it's funny. I was just at lunch with some like lawyers that are in real estate, and we talked about South Coast Plaza for 30 minutes, literally an hour ago, just about how it's the best
What
mall in the
happened?
world. Just like how it's
It's still good.
yeah, how
Is it
it's the
still
best.
good?
Yeah, and I think that it's the highest growth. Like I think people are doing numbers. Like I think you make money.
Yeah, great. I love to hear that because the mall died, obviously. I went to the Beverly Center like 2 years ago and I was like, this is going to be so fun. And it was like a casino. It was like, I got to get out of there.
Well, look, hold on. Before we slander my local mall, the Beverly Center, they've added a Gold's Gym as well as a Lucky Strike bowling alley
I
to
saw.
kind
I
of
saw.
revive, pump some life back into that dead
a couple
place.
new places added that where stabbings could happen. That's very nice, smart of them to do that. I think the only reason why the Beverly Center is still open is because it has that giant oil refinery in the center of it. You guys know about that LA lore?
No.
Wait, is that real?
I do not.
It's real. It's real. The entire Beverly Center mall, shopping center, parking lot, the whole structure is built around a huge oil derrick that's pumping oil all the time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can check out the Google
That
satellite
makes a lot
view.
more sense then, because I know Egg Slot's not doing numbers like that anymore. So I'm sure somebody's got to keep the lights
They're
on.
better.
over there.
Their best days are behind them over at the Slut. I always was surprised that they never changed the name. They're just like, we're gonna go down with this.
No, it worked.
ship.
It worked for a minute.
It really did work for a minute. That's exactly.
And then people started to hate women again. And then they were like,
Hey, I want to be clear, Stephanie. We've always hated women on How Long Gone.
Yes,
So welcome
I
home.
know.
Welcome home.
I see.
Welcome home.
I see that now quickly and urgently. So we were supposed to pod a few weeks ago. Is that true?
Wow, you're calling me out for getting it wrong on my calendar.
No, I was
Jason,
just.
Wow.
if I can remind you, it was when I was in Italy and I had to leave a dinner early to come back to the room to record, and then we had a no call, no show.
Jesus Christ. Come on, you guys. Jesus Christ. I apologize.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
it may have been
It's funny.
Chris's
It's
fault
funny.
for all I know. I don't know. I just wanted to.
It wasn't
Okay.
Chris's fault. The invite was on one day.
Thank you, Stephanie. Believe men.
Sometimes. If women say you can believe one man one time. There were two. They were on my calendar twice. It was a crazy week. I can't. No excuses.
No. We're just kidding. It happens all the time.
Torturing
It's not,
me. You're just torturing me. It doesn't happen all the time. People don't miss podcast recordings.
Oh,
They do.
No, I would prefer the straight up miss, because then I believe that you just fucked up the calendar, versus the canceling 30 minutes before. That is worse to me
Well,
than not showing
That's
up.
cuckoo bananas. I try to do neither. But now you guys, I will live in infamy within your universe as the person that no called, no showed.
No.
We're fine.
We have other people that outrank you as far as bad behavior.
Yeah.
So you're fine. You're totally fine.
Well, that I believe. But yeah, we were supposed to talk. And I think the reason that I'm here, well, I don't know why I'm here, but the reason ostensibly is that the John Gregory Dunne book I wrote the intro for. Is that true? Or is this just for fun?
That's why they got in touch with me, but I'm ahead. I've read both your books. Like I've read, like, I love the memoir. I love Sweetbitter. So I was happy to have an excuse to talk.
That is so fun.
I also watched the TV show.
Oh my God, you guys. I was listening. I did Rachel Kushner. I did paperback event with her like 2 weeks ago. And I had listened to her episode. And one of you guys was like, yeah, I haven't read the book. And I was like, oh, it's like that. They don't read the book.
I try not to, unless it's something I'm interested in.
We do 3 pods a week. We do 3 episodes a
Yeah,
week.
you
so,
can't keep up.
And I'm already not a huge reader.
Wow.
It's hard. So sometimes I will do audiobooks. I will use AI technology to summarize books.
Wow.
I'll listen. It's not easy.
We're not in that business, really. You know what I mean?
No,
Like it's
no,
not.
of course. I hear that. I hear it.
We're here. We're in the Stephanie business, not the book business. Okay.
Exactly.
For
It's
sure.
totally different.
No, you guys are in the hangout and shit talk business. I love it.
Maybe you feel like this too, but I feel like reading is a sort of luxury, like a pleasure. And if you only have so many hours to do that, you have to only choose books you want to read. You know what I mean? And just because I want to talk to somebody doesn't mean I want to read their book.
For sure.
Well, Chris is saying he doesn't want to read your book.
He read them. I've
read her
it.
books by choice. I bought them.
I do think you have to be discerning, but I disagree about the luxury. I think that if you are a writer, but even if you guys are thinkers ostensibly, right? What do we call you guys?
That's very nice of you to say.
Thinkers?
That's very nice of you to say. Yeah.
Reading is part of your job.
Yeah, no, I think I do think it's part of our job for sure. I totally agree. But I guess there's just like, if I'm going to have an hour a day, let's say, to read, I just can't do that. Also, if I'm not interested in something, I just can't do it. Like I cannot make myself do it, which is, how often do you pick up a book and get 30 pages in and be like, this ain't for me?
Multiple times a week. I get sent so many books, which my 8-year-old self is over the moon, but I read 10 pages and I'm like, yeah, this isn't going to do it.
Yeah, you got to know.
Yeah, it's interesting you asked that, Chris, because I was going to ask, average how many pages do you have, like a rule, or is it just like, when you know?
You know when you know. Sometimes 5 pages in, sometimes it takes 100. I will say I recently went to Knausgård. Like I fell into the Knausgård universe after shit talking for so many years. And being like, oh, this is like the new David Foster Wallace. This is the book that like dudes are handing girls to be like, here you go. Like, this is what the world's really about. And I started the book again at this age of my life, 41 years old. And it's a masterpiece. He's perfect. It's just like, it's the best book I've ever written.
Are you talking about my struggle?
My struggle book 1. I just finished it.
So it took you years. And then finally he's like, I'm going to write 300 pages about like going down to the forest to get wood with my friends and having a beer.
Guy stuff.
That was one of my favorite.
He's done it again.
So first of all, Jason, you did read a book once because you read that book. And
I'm a big fan of his writing.
It blew me away.
I don't have a lot of faves, but.
And yes, I think because my dad just died and he was like a terrible addict, alcoholic, like that part really, really struck me. Usually I'm just like, oh my God, men and their daddy issues, snooze. Like I can't stay awake. But the part you're talking about when he's just trying to go to the New Year's party to see a girl, I was like, how is this? This is like a 400-page set piece and it's so good.
I mean, I think that writing something off, no pun intended, and then kind of going back to it years later and liking it is that's a nice thing. Because I write stuff off every single day of my life, and I hope that some of it will come back and be good eventually.
Well, you have to have kind of a mystical, like, it's going to come to me when I'm ready attitude about every book. Because what you're saying, life is so short. Like, we're not going to get to read all these books that we want to read. Time is precious. Our attention is poof, gone. So, like, it will find you. If it's meant to find you, it will find you.
I think writing sounds more fun.
Writing sounds more fun than what?
Reading.
No. Oh God. Oh my God.
Because if I read something, I'm just like, the chances of me enjoying something I read, it's low. But if I write something, then you get the joy of other people saying, "Wow, you've done it again, brother." You know what I mean?
No, I don't. I do not know what you mean, and I think that you.
Maybe that's a roundabout way of asking you, can you teach me how to enjoy reading?
It sounds like you just have really exceptional taste, and most books fall below that bar.
I have plenty of proof that he doesn't, but we'll let that go on. We'll let that continue.
Stephanie, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Wise to go down that road.
It's crazy. We just met, but you totally nailed me.
Okay, so you said, not to bring it down, you said your dad just passed away recently-ish?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and I've written about it, so it's fair game.
So that's probably very bittersweet, no pun intended.
Yeah, so I wrote about my dad's addiction in my memoir, Stray. He's a serious crystal meth addict and alcoholic and relapsed for 20 years. And I haven't really had contact with him in a long time. but he died in December the way that addicts die, alone and surrounded by drug paraphernalia, like really ugly, brutal stuff.
Yeah.
And if you guys have, since you've read my struggle, you'll know that it's just like the sort of descent into like filth and loneliness. It's just so tragic. But he was a terrible father, and it is the one of the best things that's happened to me in a long time. And I feel like there's a grief community, but sometimes like it is a blessing. Like he was going to hurt someone. He like he wanted to die essentially, and so it also freed me up to write this essay about him for my Substack, which I hadn't been able to write because I was going through a divorce and I didn't know how to write about it. And I was like mid like identity shift. And then all of a sudden my dad died and I was like, ready to write. Let's go.
I mean, because it was meant to be. You were just waiting, whether you like realized it or not.
Well, I realized. I mean, yeah, every time the phone rings, right? You're like, okay, what's happening now?
So you were still in contact though, but you just weren't.
No, we didn't. No, like we didn't talk, but like every now and then a relative would call. I don't know if you guys have been close to addicts, but it wears you down quite a bit.
I mean, 20 years is a long time, you know, like that's like an eternity.
Totally.
But I'm sure there were ups and downs. Did he ever stay clean for a long period of time or not really?
Not really. No.
I mean, honestly, it's crazy it lasted that long.
I
really.
know I was like, he's never going to die. This, like all my friends' parents are expiring under tragic circumstances. And this guy is just like going and going. But, yeah, you know, he was 70 years old and system couldn't hold it anymore.
Yeah,
I think that happens.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think you can only take so much, especially I think that with someone like that who's been doing it for that long, I think the product changes quite a lot. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like this is,
yeah.
Even if you just look at like weed, it's fucking turbo now. Like if you were smoking weed 30 years ago, you'd be like, what is this shit? You know what I mean? I'm assuming that's true in some ways with cocaine and meth and whatever, you know, it's different.
Well, it was like an opiate based overdose. And what's crazy is when you get the autopsy, it's like the most impersonal, sobering, like you're just a body being examined by a stranger. You're like 6'1", like this mole on the thigh, like it is so disorienting. But I'm like, did he know he was taking fentanyl?
Sure.
We don't know.
Did you have to go? You had to go like identify the body.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't mess with that. he's on his own.
I don't mess with all that body identification shit. Nah, you can miss me with that. No,
Leave it to the pros.
Leave it to the pros.
But I think that it's been like an incredible shift for me.
After he passed, was there something that you may have subconsciously not wanted to put out publicly about him that you felt you were able to once he was no longer, even though he probably wasn't reading all of your work?
Oh no, you guys. He loved my like tiny fame. Loved it. I once went to a reading at Powell's in Portland. Okay, this is book 1. And this is a true story, and I think I put it in the memoir. I alluded to it, but I get there, and everyone's sitting down, and the booksellers are like, "Oh, your dad's here." I'm like, "Who? Come again?"
Who?
And he had been living in Washington State for 2 years. I had no idea, and he had been coming to Powell's, talking to the booksellers, being like, "My daughter's book's coming out. My daughter's book is coming out," and they're like, "Steve, hey, what's up?" And I was like,
"That's really funny. That's really funny." So you had to sign a copy for him.
Yeah, special.
Okay, so then he was reading.
Yeah, he was reading it, and he is it's like a classic narcissist thing. I think people, when you write about them, first of all, I would be so horrified, and I feel awful for all of these people that I've written about. But it excites a lot of people too. They want to find themselves in the work.
I might like to find myself in the work if it was a little bit hidden, but if it's like, this is straight up, I'm basically saying your name, it's a little bit of a different equation.
I know. It's really like a form of bullying, right? It's really like you have the pen and you have so much control, and like you can really wound people. I feel it, how aggressive it is. Didion actually said like writing is an aggressive act. And I've always like, that's always come back to me in various contexts, but like definitely memoir writing is hostile takeover.
And it's always it sounds interesting or fun to really try to find that fine line where you don't go full like Capote mode where you're destroying relationships, but like how far you could take those things without, and what kind of language you use to make it seem okay. Is it fun to do that?
Yeah, I think that there's some, I love gossip. And so there's like a
Welcome home, sis. Welcome home.
Yeah, I know. That's like my sport, and I like it without like hurting people. Like you're talking about Answered Prayers and LaCote Bass, 1965, the Truman Capote story. Like that's destructive gossip, but like there's a way to play. And I think that a lot of nonfiction does that really well. So yeah, of course.
I just think there's levels to gossip where it's juicy and meaningless is the sweet spot.
Absolutely.
That's the number one zone that I'm trying to find at all times. And then it can go badly from there if you take it too far.
I think with care, right? Even if you're like discussing someone's drinking and their infidelities and their gambling problem, like, is it with care? Or is it like you are not rooting for this person, you are expressing.
So the care would be like, it's fine that they're taking Ozempic. She didn't need to at all, but she is like, is that a good? It seems like that's the hot gossip topic going around in my world.
That's not gossip. Everyone's taking Ozempic. I mean, that's just like
it's transcended gossip.
Like truly, you sit down to lunch with someone and you're like, "Whoa, you look amazing," and they're like, "Mm-hmm, I do." Yeah.
Well, what's the percentage of people that outright admit it, and then the other percentage who are like, "Yeah, I've just been
between
hitting the gym,
doing a lot of intermittent fasting."
Between women, it's full on. It's full.
Yeah, women don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, with the fellas, if one of my homies sat down and was like, I was on Ozempic, I would be happy for him, but I would also clown him, obviously, a little bit. I mean, you have to. That's what you have to do. But I don't think it's controversial either. Really, that's what I don't. We talk about it a lot because I do, Jason. I'm the same way. I hear about it every fucking day, and I'm like, at a certain point, the shine is gone. Like I don't care anymore. It's not interesting anymore.
And it's the way that people were like misusing a medication that was specific for something else was really kind of taboo and exciting, but we're just so far past that. And
hey, if you're not misusing medication, you're doing it wrong.
Exactly.
Let's
yeah, I'm not a drug abuser. I'm a drug misuser. I simply read the label wrong, and it's a positive side effect.
See, that's when it's fun. Just doing something your doctor told you because you just had a baby and you want to drop 10 pounds. That's boring.
It is boring. No, it is boring. It is
well,
boring.
do you, I wrote down some notes for when you were originally going to be on, and I forgot why I asked them. So I'm just going to randomly go through them. Are you still taking Prozac?
No.
Speaking of drugs? Okay.
That is such a good question. That's like a deep cut from a craft essay I did for the Swanee Review about how...
If you say so.
Yeah, ChatGPT went
I love
behind the paywall.
Jason's actually a Swanee Review subscriber, so he's been on this for a while.
I dead ass have no idea what the Swanee Review is, but I read that. Okay, so carry on.
But no, it's such a good question because the point of the essay was that
I have 30 more, just like that.
Cured my anxiety, but I couldn't cry, I couldn't come, and I couldn't write. And I was like, oh, this is the key to happiness. Not having these like crises of passion and panic. Like, I'm just going to bake and read for the rest of my life. But I write for work. So it became dire pretty quickly. Okay. And I think I've talked to a lot of other writers about it. And tons of people are medicated and it's incredible when it works. But that like, I don't give a fuck. The loss of the ability to have sharp edges and like be in like this anxious frame of mind where you're trying to connect things all the time and how do they fit together? And then it comes out in like an essay. When that's gone, it's just like, I'm going to nap. I'm not even going to masturbate because I can't come. I'm just going to nap. I'm going to read. make muffins, which is a cool life.
I mean,
That's cool.
What kind of muffins are we talking about? Not to get in the weeds, but
Well, you can talk to my kids about it. It's this like gluten-free, healthy banana that I add chocolate chips to.
don't feed those kids gluten-free shit unless they're celiac.
I
That's
know,
child
it's
abuse.
so
That's
bad.
child abuse.
My ex-husband was gluten-free, so I got in the habit. But
So
you
he
know
says.
what?
So he says, lying ass. He ain't. I need to see the blood
For
work.
sure. You know what?
He's a
Actually,
claimer.
like praise gluten. This is my house now. I can have as much. I can
my
have as much
house
gluten
now.
as I want.
You could go to the store all by yourself. Go to Cookbook, get that ancient loaf.
Oh my god. Do I look rich? What? Not the cookbook loaf.
I think you look rich enough.
You do. You look rich enough.
You look
Yeah,
rich enough to buy an $11 loaf of bread, Stephanie. I think you could do it.
It is not
Yeah.
$11. It is $18.
Okay. Maybe I was looking at the bachelor loaf.
Yeah.
Maybe that half loaf.
Oh, can I just get a half? Actually, can I just get
No,
a half?
it's literally a half a loaf of bread is called a bachelor's loaf.
That's
Just a
smart
little
though.
food
I mean, you don't
fact
want to
for you
waste
guys.
it.
That's cheap.
Yeah, with Stephanie, when we had James Fry on the podcast, he talked about how he goes off of his medication when it's time to write.
Oh.
Album mode.
He coordinates it with his doctor to basically wean off of it and then go absolutely crazy
Yeah.
for like 3 or 4 months and then like get back on it, which seems
So dangerous. So
yes,
scary.
diabolical. But after talking to him for an hour, it's like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
yeah, no, people have like psychic breaks. They like when they go off their medication, but whatever works for him.
But also, what a great way to finish that book if the antidepressant keeps you from being able to write and come,
Oh yeah.
then you're like, oh, I'm just gonna get off of Prozac for 2 months, do a lot of coming as well as
Totally.
finally finish that. Like restricting cum and then giving it back to you is enough to get the book finished. Is all I'm saying.
I think they might be related.
Jason, don't talk to her like she's an incel. Do not talk to her like she's
Well,
an
Chris,
incel.
she has no problem finishing books. I'm kind of talking to you right now. Okay.
I am definitely an incel, so thank you for approaching me with the
Look,
correct
Oh,
pronouns.
Poor boy.
It's not easy to finish a book. Is all I'm saying. Some of us might need a bigger motivation, and name a bigger one than come.
Yeah.
I need a gun to my head. Like I need you to stand next to me with a loaded weapon. I think this is the only way.
What else you got there from the deep internet?
Stephanie, do you do any impressions?
What? No, come on, you
You
guys.
don't do any?
you do impressions?
I do a few. I don't want to boast, but yeah. I
Which
do a few.
race do you want, Steph?
Dude, don't do accents. Don't no accents. I'm not here for that. I'm not on my pot.
Well,
not
I
on-
wrote that question down for a thoughtful reason. To be fair,
not on my
I don't know.
hour with you.
I thought you were trying to get me to do my Kermit the Frog, Jason. I thought you were just
Oh
baiting
yeah,
me.
yeah. Go ahead, Chris. Come on, let's hear it.
Hi, I am Kermit the Frog. Pretty good.
That's pretty good. We'd have to run it
That's all I got.
by my kids, but yeah, that's fine for
Do
me.
kids still watch that stuff? Does it still go?
Oh yeah. There's like there's all kinds. There's the original Muppets. Like you can get anything. Yeah.
No, I know you can get the original. I just didn't know if kids were like, this ain't Roblox, I don't care type shit.
They watch what you tell them to watch.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That's
Who's the
it.
boss of this damn household? Okay, got it.
Gluten.
Yes, ma'am.
And old children's shows.
Yes, ma'am. Whatever you say.
okay,
Miss-
here's
Miss-
another
Mrs.
one. Do you
Danler.
feel like your brain at one point in your life was broken in a good way?
Yeah. First of all, I feel like my brain was just broken when my marriage ended and we had to like readjust our entire life. And then I came out of it and it was very fulfilling. My dad died. I like went to Mexico for a week. I was reborn and I'm stoked on life. But I do think that your brain can break from sex in a wonderful way.
Okay, go on.
Are you saying that the pool boy at the hotel in Mexico changed your life? Like, what are you trying to say?
No. This is separate stories.
We're talking about when you like go cross-eyed?
I'm sorry.
Like
I'm
that
sorry.
type
I'm
of
sorry.
You
I get
know-
confused.
Okay, so you guys can't have multiple orgasms like in the way that I'm talking about, but if you are coming consistently for like an hour, like multiple times, when you're done, you're lobotomized. You are just like you are in the upside down
Yeah.
and you're just like
So deep, put her ass to sleep, in the words of Ice Cube.
So you're saying that you were rewired in a good way, and now you feel reborn.
It was a hard reset with dick.
Well, that 100%.
Jason, don't assume that it was a man. Don't assume that it was a man.
It was a man, but I'm sure a woman could do it just as well, if not better. But
Slay, mama.
I think like just that is a way that you can break your brain in like a pleasant, senseless, self-annihilating with safe.
I don't want my
way.
brain to be broken.
A nut for the ages.
A nut for the
Yeah,
ages.
you do.
No,
You
I
do
don't.
want
I'm
your
good.
brain.
I'm good.
Why not, Chris?
You got to get out of it. You're so heady, both of you, but like all of us.
I don't really. I think I've left those opportunities in the past. I think I am post. I can't because I think I would need drugs, and that's the problem. I can't. I'm sober, so I can't do drugs.
You can do it with drugs.
I can't do drugs.
Oh,
so I
yeah.
feel like I've
But-
already.
So then you can. But maybe you can do it with sex. Maybe you need to have so many orgasms. Though.
I don't. Yeah, man. I
know.
don't think it works the same way. And I think that
No.
it's all.
I'm sorry for you.
You could at least try.
I could try. That's true. I could try. If nothing else, I could try.
Yeah. And then the other brain broken one was just, like your classic crisis of a life. And that was okay too.
Mm-hmm.
Just took a long time.
Crisis of life. I like that. As far if I'm gonna, I would rather have a crisis. Crisis has worked. You know what I mean? Crises work if you handle it the right way.
The man who can't do drugs is like, I love a crisis.
Well,
I feel so much.
I honestly believe this. Once you like OD and wake up in the hospital, you're sort of like, what could be worse than that? Like, what's going to happen to me? Really? Like, what could actually be worse than this for the people around you?
That was your hard reset.
Yeah, I just don't. I think you realize that, like, oh well, no matter what happens from now on out, it's going to be fine if I can get through this. Is sort of how I think a lot of people think about it.
I felt that way about this marriage ending, not because it was like such a perfect union, but more because I realized that my kids were going to grow up in a divorced household, and they coming from my childhood, it was really, really hard to accept. And so, but there is a little bit like I can get through anything at this point. And to see the way that my life like recalibrated, people in the first like 6 months of that, they were like, you're going to be great. Like you are going to come out of this and you are going to be like a goddess, an incredible mother. You're going to have more time to write. But like things kept getting worse and worse and worse for so many months. And I was like, oh shit, I'm like the one person who never gets better. Fuck. Like, and then it did get better in Mexico with the pool boy.
Yeah, what exactly?
And an hour long treatment.
What was it?
Just
where? Okay, I need to know more. Where in Mexico was this going down? Nobu Hotel? What's going on?
She was at some
you
real
guys,
real remote shit.
Was there ayahuasca involved?
No, you guys.
Okay.
It was more that I went away on vacation for a week.
By yourself?
No, with my boyfriend and friends.
Okay.
And my dad had just died, and when I came back, I was like, "Wow, I'm new. I am reborn." It doesn't often work like that. And I was in Todos Santos, which is not that remote. It's like 2 hours outside of Cabo, and I went to bed at 8 p.m. It's like the most sober, like healthy trip to Mexico I've ever had. But I don't know, something shifted after thinking for months and months and months it wasn't going to shift. I had a call with a friend yesterday who was just like, my full-time job right now is getting out of this depression, which is like something that only rich people say. But I'm like, yeah, man, you can't force it. Just one day you wake up and it's better and you're like, oh, that was fucking crazy.
And yeah.
Wait, there's nothing you can do.
No, I agree.
Was this person a man or a woman?
Definitely a woman. Come on,
He's a
Jason.
woman.
Come on.
What male depression is an epidemic, Chris?
Yeah.
Male
We're
depression.
so sad. We can't make friends. No, I've heard. But Steph, how much do you talk on the phone? You feel like somebody who's rolling calls. Chatty.
Yeah. Chatty.
So you're walking around the house. You're having.
You'll do any podcast.
Multiple hour long. Yeah. What is this again? Oh yeah, sure. I'll do it.
I have no idea. I'm like, I have no book coming out. Like, what do you think? What are we talking about? Like, let's chat. Dude, I clarify what I think via conversation. And I do think that like writers are always writing, right? And I've heard so many writers say I write to figure out what I mean, what I think, what my values are. And I'm like, I go out to dinner to do that. Like I am talking, and it is the richest part of my life. And I just think that if you are not living, your writing gets very stale and insular and academic in a way where you're testing these ideas out for this like little tiny crowd. And you need to be out in the streets talking to these like psycho LA narcissists and psycho New York.
Don't talk about your friends and loved ones like that. That is not
Oh my
nice.
God. No, I love them. That's why
I love them too.
You need them.
I can't not live anywhere but these cities because I love I need like the craziest people possible.
You haven't lived in New York for a long time though. You only
I left New York 7 years ago, right before my son was born.
Oh, not that okay.
Because I was doing
Not
my
that long
show
ago.
there,
Okay,
and I was very pregnant. I was living long distance from my then boyfriend, baby daddy, and I was like, "Let's have the baby in New York. Let's do this." I had really not given up. And then I was like 34 weeks pregnant and I was like, oh, I give up. Okay, let's go. Let's go back to LA.
Sure.
When you're going to these LA dinners with your psychopath friends, bouncing ideas off of them, what are the 2 martini spots in town for you?
You know, I go to Prado and Echo Park early before it gets crowded. I go to the Capri Club in Highland Park early before it gets crowded.
These are the wrong answers, Stephanie.
Why?
But keep going.
Why?
Okay, so you're going to
joking,
East Side spots at 4. You doing the 4 p.m. Houston's Martini as well, or is it just
I love Houston's beyond.
Okay.
But yes, and then like everyone goes to Pharmacy Devon, which is right down the street, and gets afternoon wine. That's more like the mommy spot.
I've never heard of this in my life.
Pharmacy Devon? I've never heard of that.
Where is it?
Stella owns a tiny little wine shop and wine bar in the Intelligentsia Stella takeover on Sunset. And it's got these little tiny tables and it's a garden, and any bottle of wine in there you can open up, and all the preschool mommies are there at like 3:30, 4 o'clock, like drinking rosé before they go get their kids. So if you guys are looking to pick up those moms, now I just told you.
I'm looking to avoid those people at all costs, actually. But I'm glad to know. Glad to know.
Those moms listen to our podcast, so we need them.
Oh, they can
just not sexually.
Listen to the podcast. That doesn't mean I need to hang out with them. That's 2 different things. No, I'm joking.
Oh,
I
hates
love
moms.
No.
Biased against moms.
What about martinis specifically, though?
I don't drink martinis.
Oh, you don't? I thought you were a martini drinker at some point in your life.
No, I'm a Negroni girl. I get Negronis.
Got it.
No, I've watched those people drink martinis, and I'm like, do they know that that's just gin? I mean, I know a Negroni doesn't really have non-alcoholic components to it, but like, you are drinking a bucket of gin. Yeah. That is like me when I was 21. It's nasty.
I think that's the whole. Oh no, I know what you were. You were a vodka soda and a little cocaine. I know you were.
Never. Gin and tonic and cocaine. Come on.
I apologize.
Vodka soda is so chic. Like gin and tonic. That's a disgusting drink. Oh my god.
It is disgusting. I agree.
So
but where did you? What? I feel like we were in New York at a similar time, so I'd love for you to run down your real spots from the heyday.
So were you working at Roberta's back then in the prime time?
I never worked at Roberta's. I worked at Union Square Cafe.
Got it.
And I used to go to Roberta's before it was even a restaurant, when they first just had the pizza oven in there, because my boyfriend lived at that spot in Bushwick, which was there was nothing around.
I remember.
I fucking hated going there. It was so far. Pizza's delicious, but it was so far.
Had to take a Hummer to get in there.
It's so far, and it was so desolate at night. It was so until like, and now obviously it's a circus. Dude, when I first started going to New York, I was still in college, and I was living there during summers, and it was just like Bungalow 8.
That's what I thought. I thought that was okay. That makes sense.
Marquee Bungalow, like we were clubbing.
Not marquee.
I know, filthy, right?
Thought.
That's so filthy. But no, it was good for a second. And we all went to coffee shop right across the street from Blue Water Grill, and where I would later work.
I talk about coffee shop all the time,
loss.
Which is it really because I walk by it a lot, and I just am always like, that was such a, because I would go there before I lived in New York when I was in my early 20s, and just be like, I didn't know there were this many good-looking people on Earth that could be employed in one place. Like it's shocking that doesn't exist anymore.
It's actually shocking how few late night dining options there are. I know Keith McNally's been on one about this right now because he's doing press for his book. But I worked at Buvette in the West Village, and Jody kept the kitchen open until 1:45. Last call was 1:45 a.m. So
weekends or every night?
Weekends, Friday and Saturday night, but midnight on Sundays. So if you come in at 11:50 on a Sunday, you can order fire menu, and we are there to serve you the food. And I was a graduate student then. I wasn't really partying, doing drugs anymore. But I was like, this is so important. Like Patti Smith would come in at 1:45 in the morning and just order an entire menu. And I'm like, this is the only city in the US where you can do something like this. And I don't know where you do that right now.
Our priorities have shifted as a culture.
To what?
To going to sleep early and not eating Buvette at 1:30 a.m., which to be fair is pretty extreme based on the menu that I have seen at Buvette over the years. It's not a light meal at 1:30 a.m.
Yeah, but right now the restaurant industry as a whole seems to be hanging on by a thread in many cities all across the country. So maybe this time when you could fire the Thanksgiving dinner at midnight on a Sunday, you're doing coke off the wine keys. Everyone's fucking each other. There's no HR. Maybe that wasn't so bad back then.
It was a definite moment. I talk about the no HR and no health code grades. When I was in restaurants, the health inspector.
That wasn't that long ago. I didn't realize that.
There was no health code. There were no grades in the windows.
Yeah, I just thought that had existed forever is what I'm trying to say. I thought that had been around.
No,
okay,
the health
I didn't realize.
Came, you slipped in money, and he went away for a bajillion years. And I think between HR departments and the health code, restaurants have gotten a lot safer, but at what cost? I don't know.
Safer for who? I don't. If I don't see what's going on, I don't care what's going on.
There is a cost, and that cost is too much to stay in business for most businesses.
That is true. That is
like
true.
I say about everything, Jason. Let them close. If you can't hack it, we probably don't need it.
Wow,
that's how I
some
feel about it.
Gorgeous free market at work, my friend.
I mean, honestly,
and the icing on that one, Stephanie, is Chris does not know how to cook at all. So without these restaurants that he says are okay to close, he would be eating, I don't know, rice crackers.
I could survive on Triscuits and Cheez-Its for at least a month, but then I would have to sort of. No, I just mean that I think that we're in a point in society where everybody thinks that everything is owed to them. And I think that if you want to do something that you're passionate about, there's a possibility that other people won't like it or care about it or patronize it. And I just think that's how it is. If you don't like this podcast, you're not going to listen to it. We're not going to make money off you. If your restaurant isn't good, people aren't going to go there and eat it because it's not good. I just don't know why that's bad.
I think that there's a balance. First of all, New York's always been like that, right? Less than 1% of the restaurants survive. It's always been a cutthroat market for that in particular. But there are ways that you have to support the small businesses. It cannot just be a fucking free-for-all, fend for yourself off of your merit, because no one's going to make it. The rents are too expensive. The minimum wage is too expensive. Everything, you have to think about environments that can sustain small businesses. Or
I sort of agree with you as a small business lover. I'm a big small business supporter. I really am.
Or we just
I'm
eat
not
at
being
Houston's,
funny.
which is dope too. Or we go to the mall and we eat at Houston's. P.F. Chang's forever, lettuce cups. I'm fine if that's what you want.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that but I guess what I'm saying is if you're going to open a restaurant in New York, you know what the deal is. You know what's on the line. I don't think it's a secret to you what the possibility is of one review killing you or this or that or whatever. And I just think that if you're addicted to that and you want to do that and that's what you want to do, you have to be prepared for the consequences of it not going well. That's all.
My first husband had 2 restaurants, and I was a part of an umbrella group, and a lot of those businesses failed, but were immensely successful by New York standards, right? You also have to kind of change your metric. If you get a great review, you pay back your investors, you were busy for 5 years, you won the lottery, go gracefully into the good night.
Mm-hmm.
And let someone else come along, because the food trends move as well, right? You can't, it's not all Union Square Cafe, these 40-year-old institutions.
Maybe that's why I'm attracted to those places, and I'm not going to wait in line for an hour and a half in Times Square for a piece of pizza. But to each their own.
Really, because when he was describing you going out to dinner every single night, I was like, this guy's in dimes every time.
I do like dimes. I don't go. We went to a restaurant last night in Times Square called Tolo that's really good. That's not super, but that neighborhood and what that has become, it's just so crazy how bad thing, like how something goes bad so fast.
Yeah, no, so my boyfriend lives in New York. We're like long distance and I'm there all the time. And he's just like, he's perfect and I'm obsessed with him, but like kind of a prototypical 41-year-old fuckboy, right? Who has never cooked a meal for himself in his life.
Is it possible that Jason and I know him?
We have to know this
We
guy.
definitely know this guy.
If you preface your boyfriend with, babe, you know I love you so much, but
Perfect.
I definitely know this guy.
Yeah, these-
He's perfect. But he's like, yeah, we got to go to Dimes. And I'm like, sweetie, I'm not going to Dimes Square. Like, what are you talking about? I'd rather.
I work too
I'd
hard to
rather
go to Dimes.
Like, were you there when it was Les Enfants? Like, I don't want to throw around like New York street cred.
Oh, you're
but,
trying to
like,
stunt. You're trying to stunt on this man you love and are obsessed with. You want to bring him down a peg, is what you're saying.
Then, no.
You want to remind him how much older you are than
No.
he?
Yeah,
Is that how it goes?
No.
Are you robbing the cradle, Stephanie? Is this
Dude,
age appropriate?
I'm not against that, but no, unfortunately.
Okay, it's your age appropriate. All
Yeah.
right, so this 41-year-old fuckboy that Jason and I have definitely
Can you,
partied with.
well, I'll bleep it out. Can you say his name?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, because then I won't be able to talk freely for the rest of the podcast. Come on.
Fair.
Yeah, of course.
If you are dating Danler, send me an email. We'll have you on the pod next week.
We'll kind of get both sides of this whole story if you'll
I better
allow us.
only get one message too, Stephanie. All right.
Shit.
Also, speaking of PF Chang's, have you been to Panda Inn in Pasadena?
Do I need to?
It's owned by Panda Express. It's like if Panda Express was upscale, being run like a Din Tai Fung type of situation.
Okay. Yeah.
So military precision. It's like an Asian Houston's as well. So
Okay.
in Pasadena, they have a full bar, delicious. They have sushi. It's pretty good.
I'll take the kids. That
It
sounds
does sound
perfect.
pretty.
Thanks for the,
does sound good.
restaurant rec.
It does sound
When
good.
I started dating my second husband, he ate at Panda Express, and that is like, I guess that's why it didn't work, right?
I was about to say, and you made it.
Yeah.
Like he ate there.
As an
like,
adult?
on a Wednesday night. Like
Full on. Like the dude I'm dating now is eating at Times Square, and I'm critical, but like this guy was eating at Panda Express. We got in a big fight about it once. He was like, "You're such an elitist bitch," and I was like, "Yeah, what happened to you? Like, what happened that you have to eat here? Something bad."
I think both people can be right. You know, I think
Not eating food court and elitist. There's a big spectrum in between
I
those.
think there's there's a big spectrum, but I also think there's two people can be right in every situation.
How much do you tip at restaurants nowadays, percentage wise?
21, and that's
21.
on tax. Yeah, for 1%, like you are. So your check average is looked at as your performance as a server, and in some cases, it determines the shifts that you're going to get. So you are like, oh, I have a 22% tip average, like I get put on Friday, Saturday nights, like I'm top tier. And so what is the $3 extra, the $1 extra, the $5 extra? To me, it's like pretty meaningful.
Oh.
But I know people who don't tip on tax, and
That's so fussy and stupid. Like, dude,
it
just fucking.
disturbs me. It disturbs me a little bit, but like I think practically speaking, it might be ethical. Like I think it's okay, but I think it's weird.
Stephanie, we don't care about ethics here on How Long Gone. That's not.
It's technically okay, but it's sort of like saying I don't really care if you die or live, but I'm
Yeah,
only doing
like that.
this for
I
social
just-
cues.
That's embedded in the experience.
What is the point? What
True.
is the point though? To feel like superior that that just seems like such an.
that you're saving like $3, right?
If you're going
or
out to eat in
something.
New York City, you don't need to save $3. That's the reality. Like
That's what I'm saying.
You're right.
Saying.
If you don't want to tip on the tax, go live in a place where there's no tax. But I've never heard that before. Just adding the 1%, so the server that did a good job gets bumped up and potentially gets better shifts.
Yeah.
I've never heard that. So then, if somebody is serving you and they do a bad job, do you hit them with a 19?
I've never tipped under 20% in my life. But there's two things. It's your tip average and your check average. So like how much you're selling every single night. And that is like where you rank in a restaurant.
what is the secret to upselling? You're Jason and I's waitress. You see us. We're good time guys. We look like we got some cash in our pockets. How are you going to get us to fork over for the seafood tower?
I mean, if you guys are looking to have a good time, you already want the seafood tower, and all I have to do is just like make you think that the other like bros in the building are definitely getting the seafood tower. Like no one no one who's a serious person who eats here would miss the seafood tower, but whatever you want to do. And then the other thing is I was never like, I'm going to sell you $1,000 bottle of champagne. I was always like, I can sense when someone is considering their second drink. Like I can feel it. And if you hit them at that moment, even if they came in, I'm only going to have one tonight. Like I've got to go home in a little bit. I can feel it and I can get you to have 4 drinks, which is a much better for my check average because the bottle is priced at a discount. So that's
good.
game.
Mm-hmm. You can see somebody walk to the edge and know when it's time to push them over.
Boop.
Do you think that I think we've reached a point now because of like Dumois and like celebrity culture where celebrities now have to tip 30 to 50% so they don't get called out on social media. Do you think that's true, or do you think there's still some cheap ones out there?
I kind of think that's true. I think like being close friends with Emily for so many years, she's really watched. Like she cannot like get into an altercation or get angry, or even be honestly like in a bad mood.
Yeah.
When she's picking up her coffee, and I find it nuts.
She's also like very recognizable. Like we have some musician friends that like like if they go to a coffee shop, everybody in the coffee shop knows who they are. You know what I mean? Emily can't walk down the street. But like there's levels to it, but I think it affects anyone with any sort of like notoriety.
Yeah, there are definitely levels to it. But I'll say like if you're New York famous, which my friend Sarah Hoover, who was on your podcast, used to say about Tom, like if you're New York famous, you better be paying attention when you're in a restaurant because the servers know who you are, and like there's a larger reputation at stake there.
I would say New York famous is better than any other kind. Honestly, I think it's the number one.
I say that all the time privately. I'm like, you couldn't pay me to be famous, but if you're New York famous, like,
give me some other examples of who's New York famous. I have my own ideas, I guess, but
I'm just thinking. Patti Smith, like before Just Kids, used to eat at this place, Eno. Do you remember Eno in the West Village? It was like super tiny, and they just had paninis, coffee, and wine. Well, it was. She used to eat there all the time, and I'd be like, God, this is really New York, and it's really the Elizabeth Payton I waited on. It's like the artists, it's the musicians.
That's what it is. It's like a different. You're right. It's like not actors and actresses in the same way. It's like people that matter to culture more.
But I will say, like, being friends with Emily, like Alex Consani and Z-Way, and like those are New York famous people where you feel like you are a part of New York City if you see them on the street, the way that Sarah Jessica Parker might have been to like old women like myself.
Old women to the geriatrics.
Elders.
Yeah, speaking of, are we watching And Just Like That?
No, I'm not.
Can't do it.
No, I barely watch TV, and I'm a TV writer, like full time is my day job, and I cannot handle.
I didn't watch TV. What TV show? I didn't know that.
Since Sweetbitter, I've developed nonstop.
Sure.
I mean, that's how I support my family.
Do you want to make a show again, or is it not worth it?
I would love to make a show again. When I first started, so I make Sweetbitter, right? And I'm an EP co-showrunner. I've learned how to write a script. I have 2 seasons of TV under my belt. It was like this incredible PhD education. And when people started paying me to write things that nobody made, I was like, this is amazing. Like, what the fuck? And then after like 5 years of it, you're like, oh, this is why every single screenwriter is suicidal and in constant existential peril, because like it's all throwaway.
Yeah.
It's all absolutely nothing. You work your ass off because your name is on it, and it is just some third tier executives like chore that they have to commission with their like tiny little budget, and then it disappears. That's crazy. But at first I was like, free money.
Yeah, of course. Of course. But did Sweetbitter was like, I mean, do you feel like you made enough money? Do you think it was like worth doing?
It depends. I didn't have kids then, and I was already living in New York. So like it was, you guys, I was a waitress. I sold a book for like a lot of money in the book world, but TV money, I was just like, what the fuck is happening? I don't think it happened.
And that was on Stars. Just imagine if it was on a real network.
How is Star still alive? I went out with a pitch recently, and it was like a meeting with Stars, and I was like, huh? What?
Like, oh, those guys are still around? Oh, okay. Jason, thank you for saying that, because I also had a Stars joke ready, and one of us was going to do it, and I'm glad that you did.
Well, I guess now that
such sweet boys, you two.
these short stories and unfinished novels are getting secured for 7 figures, is there even a point to finish anything, or is it just you know what I mean?
Dude, I sold a novel at the end of 2022 off of a partial, right? And it was because I had dinner. This is very name dropping, forgive me. But I had dinner with Bret Easton Ellis, and he was like, yeah, I sold a book off 1 page. I was just like, dear so-and-so at Knopf, like,
that diva.
Here's the book I want to write, and they gave me money. And I'm sitting here being like, what the? I've got like 90 pages of a novel. Like, maybe I should sell it. I have not been able to finish that book for a variety of reasons, but I will never sell off of a partial again. Completed projects only.
Okay.
There is something, so there's like this spiritual side of it, which is you're out and about talking about a project that isn't finished yet, and you kind of like, you let all the magic out of it in a way. You turn it into a commodity too soon. And then there is the practical side of it, which when I did that event with Rachel Kushner 2 weeks ago, some motherfucker in the audience was like, what happened to that book you were working on about the Menendez trial? And I'm like, bro, do you think I don't know? Do you think I'm like that? I don't realize that.
Oh,
that
yeah,
book
I should finish that.
Hasn't come out yet.
Good advice, dude. Really good advice. Thank you.
The one that my agent emails me about every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I should write that one. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Right on top of that, Rose. Like, it's really
okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah. When you talk about
you gotta
it,
finish, Jason. You gotta finish.
It has the energy in the universe that it's already completed. So why?
Totally.
Your brain doesn't even consider to finish it.
That's real. Listen, it's a privilege to write a book without like on spec, essentially, right? Like most of us have to make a living, but I hope I never have to do that again. And maybe you guys, before we die, I will have a new novel out.
I'm sure you'll get around to it.
What style works better for you? Devoting 1 day a week to just knocking out 12 hours of writing, or piecing it out 2 hours every day across the week?
I am a binger. That's a great question. Because I was working 2 jobs in graduate school, and I would go to these long restaurant shifts, and I would write for like 12 hours on Tuesdays. It was like the same kind of principle as clocking in at 3:00 and leaving at 2 a.m. And I wrote Sweetbitter that way. And then Stray, I wrote in 9 weeks in Barcelona with a newborn. But like,
you hear that, Chris?
Barcelona?
Oh, did I say it incorrectly?
No. Chris is in the middle of writing a book, and you're like, oh, I did it in 9 weeks with a newborn.
Well, Chris, do you want me to tell you how to do it?
Yeah, please.
You can't have lunch. You cannot go out to lunch. You cannot go out to dinner. You have to move to a different time zone so that you are removed from your actual life.
I've actually come to terms with that part of it. Like I realize that now, but I'm glad that a professional has reinforced it. I just have too much work to do. Like I have to, like you said, it doesn't pay. There's no money, so it's like you have to do all the other stuff. We have to record the show, but all in all, I think you're right. You just have to like remove yourself from anything that is familiar, basically.
Well, when you wrote the foreword to Vegas, did you go to Vegas to do that writing?
I had just been in Vegas with my children. I had just been in Vegas like less than a year earlier, and I'd been on a road trip through the Southwest. And I was like, you know what? Vegas is going to be dope. We're going to have so much fun. It's so colorful. The fountains, like my kids are going to love it. It's our last stop on this road trip. What a horror show. What a true...
You thought Florida was bad.
Yeah. People complain about Disneyland being the dregs of humanity. And I have to tell you that it is in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
What a terrible place.
Las Vegas is free. Disneyland's like several $100s for your children.
Yes, it is.
It's not free when you take two small children to Carbone, Jason.
Yeah.
That adds
No,
up.
we went to Momofuku and like gave them phones so they could like sit under the table so that we could just have a meal. No, Vegas is dark energy. And that book has a lot of dark energy as well. It is the perfect site of a middle-aged man's midlife crisis. And I think that there's like something very fun at play between him and Joan in that book, where she wrote that famous essay in the islands where she said we'd gone to Hawaii in lieu of getting a divorce. And they stay at like the Royal Hawaiian Hotel in Honolulu. And he's like, I've gone to like the Desert Sands Motel in Las Vegas where it's 104 degrees and I'm talking to a sex worker with one fake leg, and it's he's really gone the other direction in lieu of getting a divorce.
Got to go in the other direction.
Yeah, that I feel like that level of Vegas doesn't exist anymore. I feel like you can't really get into some good old fashioned Vegas when that was in the 70s when that was going down.
Yeah.
You definitely can't. You definitely can't. That shit is Disney World. Like it really is.
Totally.
Like, it really is. There's nothing. I mean, I don't know if there's many places in America you can find that sort of real debauched lifestyle if you wanted it.
Key West? I don't know.
I think Key West is like, but everything turns into just like rich people retiring in that zone, you know. But yeah, you may be able to chase it.
Well, it's like how sanitized everything's become. Like Vegas is quite sanitized. Like it is totally fine for a child if you don't mind exposing them to like desperate sadness everywhere.
Sure.
Like
you don't want your kids to see that many fat people in one place. I agree with you. It can it can damage them.
She didn't say it. She did not say that.
It could damage
Let the record say.
I said sad. I said they're sad inside.
Well, they're sad
they're
sad inside because they eat their feelings, and that's what happens. You got to get this stuff worked out. I'm just saying.
That was our words, not yours, Stephanie. All right. Well, last question for you, and we'll let you go. We usually ask this for some bad boy rock stars and things like that, but I feel like you'll do a good job in this category. Top 5 prescription drugs of all time.
Oh my God. Let's start with the benzos. We're going to do them individually.
Damn.
I switched from Xanax to Ativan like 2 or 3 years ago because Xanax was not cutting it on the plane anymore. Then I recently took a Xanax again and I was like, welcome back. Like it is like a down feather bed. It's incredible. So we're going to put Xanax at the top. And then most people would argue between Klonopin and Ativan all day, but like let's just put them at 2 and 3 and say that they serve different purposes. Okay. I think Ativan, like you can really stay awake on.
Well, speak for yourself. Go ahead.
Klonopin's hard for me to stay awake on. Next, I'm going to talk about beta blockers, which are used for public speaking and I use for pitches or when I used to be on book tour, back when I wrote books a long time ago. What an incredible drug. Oh my God. Oh my God. And when Sweetbitter, the show came out, I couldn't take them because I was secretly pregnant. And I was like, wow, being up here talking to Katie Couric without beta blockers is a special circle of hell.
So beta blockers really are that. I mean, I've heard some people talk about using them, but it really is a miracle drug for you like that.
It's a total miracle. And I'll tell you why. I'll get into the nitty gritty, which is that if you are on a book tour or you guys are doing some sort of event where you have to talk to very, very important people and you want to have a drink, not you, Chris, but maybe Jason, you can't drink on Xanax. You can't you can, but that's more like an at-home activity. That's like, I'm going to have like a glass of wine.
That's in a controlled environment.
A controlled environment. Nice way to put
totally.
it.
Yeah. Like you're not like going out to dinner with the booksellers in Iowa after like 0.5 milligrams of Xanax and 2 glasses of wine. But
hey, Sherry, do you want to split this bar or are you good? Okay. All right. I'll take it myself.
I was hoping to stand later, so I'm going to pass for now. So that's beta blocker we can drink on. That's a very important distinction.
Well, actually, some physician is going to write you and be like, you can definitely not drink on beta blockers. I'm just talking about
Stephanie. Don't worry. We don't have any doctors that listen to this podcast.
Personal anecdote only.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Maybe I will consult my therapist to get the prescription for a little beta blocker.
Oh yeah, try it.
But I want to feel a little bit crazy when I'm on a stage.
Gigi Allen.
My friend says it keeps her sharp. But like I don't. I don't
Like,
wanna
I
be
don't-
that
I don't-
sharp.
I'm cool.
If I get a little nervous, I feel like that's like healthy.
I'm cool.
If I get a little nervous, I feel like that's like healthy. So I don't want that to go away, kind of.
Totally.
Because it dissipates once you're out there for a little while and things are going okay. It goes away usually.
And it is like an in-person thing. Like I don't need it for Zoom pitches, but I still do in-person pitches. And it's more that when you're like across from someone and they've got that like dead face, they're just staring at you and you're just like, you can't speak.
I love that. I love the dead face. I dare you to give me dead face. I'm gonna fucking plow right through that
You
shit.
have no idea. Have you ever pitched a show to Netflix executives? Because you don't know about dead face. The people
It's a
on your
different level of dead face.
It is literally, you're like, do these people like work at the cell phone company? Like, what's happening here? They're just like not awake.
You're telling me this guy's in charge? He looks like he works at AT&T.
Exactly. It's really, really bleak. And what's another fun one? I don't really fuck with opiates anymore, but let me say that there was a time in my life when my like saved up Percocet Vicodin collection that like if I was like, it's Friday, I'm gonna take half a Vicodin and get in the bathtub, and I would just be like, it's amazing.
All right, gotta go. Thanks, Stephanie. It's been a pleasure.
And that is our trigger point for the episode. Thank you so much for coming.
We
on
got
the show,
we got
Stephanie.
through it. We got through the full hour. You waited till the very last minute, and I appreciate it. You're a professional. That's why we called you.
Thank you so much for chatting with us. Go check out Vegas,
Sure.
the memoir by the Dunne man, forward written by Stephanie Danler. She's got lots of TV shows that'll never be made, so you can not look those up. And you know more about pills than anyone else who has been on our show before.
Wait.
Well
Yeah.
done there.
Really?
For sure.
You're at least
Oh,
top
yeah.
3 of all time.
That was expert level stuff right there.
You're like, why
God
did
tier.
Don't bury the lead, guys. We should have opened with that one.
Yikesies. Okay.
No, that's cool.
It's a common topic on our show. It's nothing to
Takes one to know one as
But
well.
I would say read Stray if you haven't. It's very good. It's very, very good.
I
I
appreciate
really
that.
liked it. I really liked
You
it.
guys are great. Have fun.
Thank you.
I'll
Good to
talk
see
to
you.
you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you
Yep.
soon. All right.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.